Well, hello there again. It's time for another pop culture review. And I'm doing this series where I'm rewatching the Defender series from Netflix on Disney Plus. And really, as you look at the Defender series, the whole goal of these Netflix shows was to get to this one. Where basically you take Daredevil, you take Iron Fist, you take Jessica Jones, and you take Luke Cage, and you put them together and have like a kind of neighborhood Avengers team. That's kind of what is there. And this show has its positives. Like, so the interactions between the characters between the four main leads is very good. The way they kind of separate and kind of have their own kind of role in the show, I think, is very good. And really, as you look at those leads, I think 3 out of 4 of them are really well cast. Like, Kristen Ritter's great as Jessica Jones. Charlie Cox is great as Daredevil. And I'm blanking on his name at the moment. The guy who plays Luke Cage is great. Of course, Finn Jones as Danny Rand is a bit of a struggle. And I think what this show does really well is it kind of doesn't backtrack him and does not put him in the background, but he doesn't have a lot of speaking parts. They kind of keep him sidelined. There's times where he's knocked out. So they kind of keep him sidelined a little bit, which I think helps. I think as you look at this show, I think the struggles here are 2 things. I think number one, it's the struggles with the same struggles with some of the other Netflix shows. The Hand as a villain isn't good. Like, there's this kind of weird organization that you're trying to figure out their motives. You're trying to figure out how they come together, because they basically bring the Hand villains from all the other shows. So like Madame Gao's in it, Bakuto's in it. And they put them under Sigourney Weaver. So it's kind of like, all right, she's the main villain, but the idea is that we needed a big name to kind of lead this organization, because we knew the ones in the versions in the other shows weren't great. And so trying to figure out how all those pieces fit together is very odd. You also look at it that they're trying to go and find basically the Hands trying to drill into a New York building to find the bones of the dragon that Danny Rand got the Iron Fist powers from. It's very like the story. It's that you go off into the fantastical where you have ninjas in New York, where if you just did a straight crime drama where these guys are going and stopping a bigger crime boss, maybe somebody who replaces Wilson Fisk, this would be a lot better. I think this series is too short. Really, when you look at the series, it feels very rushed at the end. So they get to the kind of final things, and it just feels rushed. It feels like, okay, the first couple episodes are really good, and then the end is like, we're going to have all this action, and all these people go after each other, and different kind of interactions with characters that they've seen before. A good example being that Bakuto and Colleen have an interaction at the end. And so really, as you look at the series, I think the intentions of it were good, but this is one where comic books are a struggle. The villain's bad. I'm not a fan of the Hand as a villain. I'm glad to see them move on from most of the season 2s that come after this series, because I've started some of those, and I'll do some reviews on those a little bit later. And because it's a special event, they just made it too short. Maybe they didn't know what to write, but it's just too short and it feels rushed at the end.